This is the It's Not So Late show with your host, Aaron Hanania, the voice of young America, interviewing celebrities, influencers, and exploring unique and interesting stories that you need to hear. And now, please welcome your host of the It's Not So Late show, Aaron Hanania.
Welcome back, and today we are on the road for the It's Not So Late show with TJ, the Quad Cities magician. He has over 250,000 followers on TikTok. TJ, thank you so much for joining me here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So my first question for you is, how did you get into the whole magic and balloon art?
Yeah, it was about 20 years ago now. 20 years ago is when I began learning magic because I worked in a group home for kids with special needs. I found out that the kids had a whole lot of free time on their hand, and that's when they got into trouble. My brother was interested in magic back then, so I got him to teach me one trick. I showed it to the kids at the group home. They loved it, and the rest is history.
Man, so where are some of the places you perform? You perform here at the Gypsy Bar and Grill in Davenport, Iowa, every Friday and Saturday. So where else do you perform?
So typically I do loads and loads of birthday parties every year because that's kind of my expertise is family entertainment where there's kids, parents, and grandparents all together. So birthday parties, libraries, schools, scouting functions. Of course, I'm here at the Gypsy Highway Bar and Grill every Friday and Saturday. Other local restaurants, things like that.
Would you say you have a favorite, like one gig that was just really special?
So one event in particular, or which type of show do I like to perform?
One event in particular.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, it was a real honor to get invited to perform at the Great Nicola Magic Festival in Monmouth, Illinois for 2 years in a row. And I've been invited to the Best of the Midwest Magic Showcase at one of the magic conventions held in St. Louis.
So who are some of the people that are at these magic conventions? Do they bring in like A-list, like, headliners like Penn and Teller type to like headline a show and then feature local magicians as well? How does it work?
Yeah, so it depends on the convention. There are some smaller conventions and some really big conventions. The two that come to the top of my mind are Magi Fest in Ohio, and they have serious A-list magicians from all over the world, and then Magic Live in Las Vegas.
That's really cool. So how did you get invited to that? Did they just see, like, did someone come to one of your shows and they liked what you did? How did you get that exposure?
So for the Midwest Magic Showcase, I learned about the showcase and I reached out to the producer of the event. They asked me for some information, they wanted to see some performance video, and then they extended me an invitation.
That's really fun. And now you are on TikTok and other social media platforms. So how did you get on to TikTok? Did someone tell you should make a TikTok? How did that come about?
So when I decided to go full-time in magic, which was October of 2019, I left my career in social services to do this and nothing but this. And it was only months before the pandemic hit and all my shows canceled. At that time, when I first quit my job, I decided I was going to build an audience on YouTube. And as I was learning about YouTube, of course, I also learned about TikTok. So I started doing both of those at the same time. I found TikTok to be much easier. And so I shifted my focus there and have grown to, as you said, over 250,000 followers.
That's gotta feel amazing. Now, what on TikTok really brought your popularity? Was there like one video or one trick that really took well to the TikTok community?
Yeah, so the big thing is because I'm a family entertainer, I decided to get away from doing only magic tricks. And I decided to also showcase the balloon animals that I do at family events. So when I added the balloon animals in, that's when it really took off because now I had a variety of content to offer people. So I had some people come into my channel for the balloons, some people coming for the magic, and a lot of people coming for both.
So what's the key to showcasing, close-up magic or balloon animals virtually? Because a big part of magic is the interaction, the real-time reaction. So how do you do that? What is the secret?
Yeah, so one thing is to keep it quick, keep it visual, and quick and visual is really the ideal. Yeah, I had a third idea, but I can't remember what it was. It left me.
So what advice do you have for other people who might want to go into this industry of magic and balloon and just the entertainment industry? Do you recommend start, kind of slowly? Do you recommend drop the day job and go right into it? What would you recommend?
So I started doing this as a side gig. And that's what I would recommend for anybody, that they do it as a side gig, because that's how I built my own customer base. And now I have some customers that book me back year after year, ever since I started, in fact. And from those gigs, then I started to gain my own additional customers on top of it. In the beginning, I had friends that would refer me on the weekends if they were too busy, and they were kind enough to allow me to hand out my business card at those events. So by doing those events, then I got my own customers from it, and it just kind of snowballed.
Now, did TikTok, did the amount of following you have on TikTok, does that help you to sell gigs and to book gigs?
So I think maybe it's starting to pick up a little bit. It wasn't really booking gigs. It was getting me a lot of attention, but it wasn't directly booking any work until recently, when I had someone reach out to me through my email, and they said, we had some of our local residents request you for our event. And this event is over 3 hours from here. So I know it wasn't a local client that had seen me before. It had to be someone that saw me on TikTok that recommended me to their local municipality to have at the event.
And how did that feel? Going from a local magician to now national attention, where you're driving 3-4 hours on a request. What was that feeling like when you got that email?
Oh, it was really cool. I was super excited. It's neat because the request is for a time of the year when I am the most busy. And it makes me feel really confident about charging premium rates, because now I have that demand.
Right. And just say, how long did it take you to really master magic? You say you've been doing this a couple of years. Did it take you the full 2 years to learn? Are you still learning, or did you learn it pretty quickly?
So you're always learning magic. That's one of the things about magic as a hobby, as an art form. It's pretty much a lifelong passion. And you could spend your entire life and still not know half of what's out there for a magician to learn.
So where do you recommend people start learning magic? Because it's not as easy as people think. You can't always just YouTube it. So is there any good resources you recommend for starting magicians to just learn those first couple of tricks?
Yeah, so the best place is still, to this very day, books. And that means your local library. If you're a kid or an adult, it doesn't matter. You can find books for free at your local library that you can check out, and it will start to teach you. The secrets of magic. Those tend to be more beginner-oriented as well. It's when you get more advanced that those secrets are more heavily guarded, and then you have to go through brick-and-mortar magic shops, which are kind of a disappearing thing, or online magic shops and things like that.
Now, do you have a favorite magic book that you've read so far?
So one of my favorites is the Complete Course of Magic by Mark Wilson. It's the first magic book that my brother ever bought. So, of course, then I used it to begin learning with, and I still use it to this day as a reference for routines that I might be trying to build or add on.
That's super fun. Now, we are in a new year, 2022. Do you have any New Year's goals for this year that you want to achieve?
I'm going to shift some focus back over to YouTube. I want to be more consistent about posting over there. I've gotten very inconsistent about it. So I want to try to grow that audience. I'd like to see more gigs coming in through social media directly, because that's kind of where the world's attention is, So.
So for people who haven't seen you on social media, on YouTube, on TikTok, what do you post on your TikTok? What do you post on your YouTube pages?
So on TikTok, it's magic and balloons mostly, and it's quick, it's visual. One thing that I remember now that I was going to share earlier is that when I make a TikTok video, and now when I make YouTube videos, I try to focus the attention on the viewer. Like, this video was made for you. And so that's what you'll see on my TikTok page now is people will come and they'll request a certain balloon animal. So I say, here's your balloon animal. Or people now are commenting, do a magic trick for me. So then I get to say, here's a magic trick just for you. And most of my stuff is 60 seconds or less. Even though on TikTok you can do 3-minute videos, they don't perform well. So I stick with 60 seconds and under.
And I understand, I think you do live streams too. What do you do on these live streams?
So live streams, I have been focusing mostly on answering questions from the audience. Sometimes I'll make balloons, sometimes I'll do magic, but I spend more time letting people see a little bit behind the scenes of me getting ready before I come to Gypsy Highway, or of me practicing a new balloon. I have to educate my audience right now because they think that I'm this amazing balloon twister, and it's really only a side thing for me. I learned balloons to go as like an add-on service with my magic, and I only learned simple stuff in the beginning. So it's just that I blew up on TikTok, that I've gained a new appreciation, and I've decided to learn some more complex balloon animals. So I let people that watch my live TikToks see the process of me learning a brand new balloon animal.
What's the most difficult part about doing balloons? Because I've seen you do it online, and it just looks really difficult. You know, it'll pop or something like knot will come out. So what is the secret to doing that?
In my experience, the hardest part of balloon animals is figuring out how to be comfortable with the balloon popping. When I first started, even I would hold the balloons as far away from my face as I could. I would squint and flinch and all that stuff. So once you get comfortable to that, it's a lot easier. And I always tell people it takes about 1,000 balloons.
Per animal to learn is 1,000?
Just 1,000 balloons in general for you to feel comfortable with the popping, the noise, and then getting used to knowing how much air to put into each balloon. Because if you put too much air, that's when the balloon breaks. Right. If you twist it too many times, then that section of balloon can become weak. That's when it breaks.
This is complicated stuff. Now, what is your favorite balloon animal to make, and which one is the most difficult so far that you've learned how to make?
Oh, that's a tough question. So one of my answers to that is normally the Tyrannosaurus Rex balloon that I do. It is really fun for some reason to make, but it takes me like 20 minutes a lot of times. I think it's at least 5 balloons. And then in the past, I used to make a hat that was a unicorn hat. And again, it was like a 20-minute sculpture. So
it's like our work. I don't think people realize how it goes into these, balloonings. And would you be able to do like either balloon or a quick magic trick for us here?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do some magic right now. Are you ready?
I am born ready.
All right, let's see. I want to try magic with money.
Ooh, I like money.
Okay, good, good. You see, I like to do magic with money because when I do magic with money, it makes me feel like I have more.
Hey, I like it.
I don't know about you, but I could use some more.
I think we both could.
I only have a $5 bill.
Okay.
And a $1 bill. That's all I have. I use these bills for something really special.
What is it?
I play a game.
Ooh, let's play.
I play a game, and the game is called Do What I Do.
Okay.
Now, you are going to need both hands.
I'll put this down.
All right. Hold it like this.
All right.
Watch my hands and do what I do.
Okay.
Hold it in half right to left. Okay. Hold it in half again.
Okay.
One more time.
Okay.
Hold the 5 in one hand and hold out your other.
Okay.
Whoa. You're good. Here. Close your hand. Turn your hand over. Keep the bills in your hand.
Okay.
Don't let me touch them. If I touch them, then I'll trick you.
Okay.
I don't want to trick you.
Okay.
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
In your hand, you have some bills.
I do.
You have a 5 and a 1.
I do.
Okay, so out of the 5 and the 1, don't tell me which one you're thinking of, okay? Because out of the 5 and the 1, I'm going to try to guess which one it is, all right? All right. I'm going to read your mind. Ready? Here we go. Oh, no. I got it. I know what you're thinking. But no matter what, don't open your hand.
Okay.
You see, the spirits, they spoke to me. And they said that you are thinking of the 5. Did I get it?
Yes, we did.
Yes!
Yes, I-
All right, but keep your hand closed and let me have one of the bills. Keep the other bill in your hand. All right, keep your hand closed. Look what I got, the $5 bill,
Yes, it is.
the one you were thinking of.
Indeed.
Watch the $5 bill because when I count to 3, you're going to be totally amazed.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
What the heck? No way. No way. What?
What do you have?
The 5. What? Wait, what? I have the $5 bill. What? I am very confused. Ladies and gentlemen, TJ the Quad Cities Magician, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.